Hi everybody and welcome to HardReset.Info channel, and today I'm going to show you how you can easily create a database in MySQL, create some tables in it, and how to insert the rows into this table. So at first you have to open the XAMPP application, which I do have here, XAMPP control panel. If you don't know how to install it, check our channel because we have a video for that. And here you have to start both Apache and MySQL module. Start. And now you have to click admin near MySQL. Then you will have your phpMyAdmin opened. Let me just quickly change my language. And now, as you can see, we are in the main menu of phpMyAdmin. To create a new database, we have to click New here. Now we can write our database name. So let's create a database which is called, for example, HardReset.Info best commenters. And now we can click Create. Now our database is created. But as you could see, here we have some things over here. These are the chars coding. The most common is general CI UTF-8. This module is supporting every single char in the alphabet, both, for example, Estonian, Finnish, English, Polish, Russian, etc. It's always better to select this general, but if you want to create a database only for the Finnish people, for example, only for the Russian people, etc., select your own, for example, Swedish, Spanish, Thai, etc. Here, as you can see, we have the HardReset.Info best commenters database, and now we can create a table in it. So to create a table in this database, we can just type here in the structure section here a new table. Our table name will be commenters, and it can have, for example, 3 columns. Now let's create our table, and here, as you can see, we have name, type, length/values, default, collocation, attributes, if it's null, index, auto-increment, comments, and virtuality. So at first let's type name. So, and in this label we have to type our name. So, for example, commenter as you. Here we can set the type of our column. It will be varchar as the most common one, and we can set it to 50. It's the maximum length of our text, which is varchar. We can just allow for the chars, not of course not some different different ASCIIs. The text is almost the same, but it's just longer. The varchar is the one that you want. Here we can have a default value, but as you can see, the commenter can be from the YouTube, so we don't really want to have the default value. The collation, as you can see, we can select something that I showed you earlier. Attributes. Here, as you can see, we can select if we want to have it binary, unsigned 0 fill, on update current timestamp, and compressed. Here we can set it as null value, but our commenter won't be null, so we can uncheck it. Index, if we want to just have our table to have the main index in our table, so I guess the commenter will be our main index. It's because the commenter is only a singular person and won't double. As you can see, primary. Here we can click go. Here we have the auto-increment value. We don't really want to check it. It's because auto-increment value is that we have a column, and how much we have the columns, we have the auto-increment numbers. Here we can add the comments which only we see, and virtual ID, which can be virtual or stored. Now let's type, for example, date of getting, for example, I don't know, best. Here we have date. We have to select date here, but as you can see here we have a lot of sub types. For example, here we have tiny int, small int, medium int, big int, decimal, float, double, real. It just depends on how optimized database we want to have. If you want just to have your database for small projects, stick with the int, text, virtual, and date. As you can see in date and time, we can select date, time, timestamp, time and year. I will select only date. Here we can select none. Here default no, collation no, attributes no, null no, index no, auto-increment no. And here, for example, we can have for our commenter, if you want, for example, to set this commenter an ID. It's always the best to set the ID as the first one, but who really cares? As you can see, we've set our commenter to be primary, but we can unset it now because we have an ID. Let's set this ID as int value, as numeric value, and here we don't have to set none in default, collation none, attributes none, null none, index, for example, primary, and here go. And now we have the ID, but from where we can have this ID? Auto-increment. Let's check the auto-increment, and that is all of the columns. Let's click save, and as you can see, here we have the structure of our database table. We have the commenter, which is varchar 50. We have the date of being best, and ID, which is the primary key. Here extra auto-increment. So let's add some values to our table. We can do this using the graphical interface, but I will show you how to do this using SQL because it's just much faster if you want to just add some values into it. So we have to type insert into query commenters. Here we have to open the brackets, and now we have to type the columns that you want to have. For example, I want to add every one, so here commenter, but not in this commenter, date of getting best, and ID. Now we have to type values because we want to add the values to this, and here let's add, for example, Ben as the commenter, date of getting best, for example today, so it will be in the text. Here like that, and ID none because we don't really want to add an ID. Let's let go, and as I can see, we don't have the correct date, so let's just throw this ID away at first and add the go again, click it and again, and as you can see here we have insert row 1. Let's check if that's true, browse, and as you can see Ben, that we're getting best an ID. So let's now check if it's working. Select from commenters, and now go. As you can see, it works. That's it. Hope it helps you, and goodbye.